Hello Jurassic fans, this is episode 1 of making a realistic environment based on the Jurassic period. The climate of the Jurassic period 145 to 206 million years ago was very hot and dry with tropical to subtropical biomes filled with many different dinosaur species, along with other prehistoric reptiles and mammals. So in this series, I'll be trying my best to replicate that type of environment and climate, and I'll be filling it with only the dinosaurs and species that existed during that time period. In each episode, I'll be adding species specifically from the Jurassic period into this map in a designated area with a specific environment. For this video, as the first episode in the series, I decided to go with Megalosaurus, Compsognathus, and Huayangosaurus. For their designated section, I'm creating a valley with a river jutting through. I'm starting by creating this very sharp border of where I want their kind of territory limit to be, sort of like a natural enclosure for the dinosaurs. And on the interior part of it is where I'll be building the valley with the rivers. I kind of wanted the river to be broken up into narrow streams that connect into these sort of like water deposits, like ponds or small lakes. That way the dinosaurs have an area to gather around, sort of like a watering hole, and drink water. Now, I really did not want to just leave it as this blank, flat, boring terrain, so I needed to figure out areas that I wanted to raise and areas that I wanted to lower, while still keeping the valley look that I intended for. I raised the terrain around all the rivers so that it seemed as though the water was cutting away at the terrain. And then I lowered the terrain on the other side so it was kind of like a bowl. All of the terraforming is basically complete now, so it's just time for pretty much just the decorating. Keeping the tropical and subtropical climates in mind, I decided to go with a mixture of cacti and tropical trees, kind of just placing them variously, sporadically around the entire area. There wasn't really a set pattern in mind. I just kind of wanted to create little patches of different foliage. And then at the end, I went back and I added some of the individual decorative trees just to add some texture and shading to the overall area. It just doesn't look great when everything is exactly the same, so I try and space it out and switch it up with the variety of different decorations. I lined the edge of all the rivers with the thicker tropical trees because I figure the area where there's water will be where the plants are most likely to grow, especially in such a dry climate. And then the areas that were furthest from the water, I kind of just stuck to using the cacti. Looking at this big open area here, I realized I hadn't placed any rocks in the environment, so I decided to take advantage of that and place rocks here. I also went around and placed some more in the rest of the environment as well. I also used this open space here to make a separate water source, kind of like a tropical oasis, separate from the rivers. I filled it all in with sand first, and then I started placing these individual tropical trees just to give it more of that oasis vibe. I love all of these tropical trees, but one thing that they don't really provide is shade. So I used some of these tall Mediterranean trees and I placed them in very specific places around the area just to ensure that the dinosaurs would at least have some sort of hypothetical place to get out of the hot sun and relax. I like how many variations of one specific tree type you have in this game, each from different biomes. It allows you to add a lot of good layering and texture to any of your enclosures or environments that you're building. But I do hope that Jurassic World Evolution 3 gives us just a couple more choices of the individual decorations in the game. It kind of gets tiring placing the same type of tree over and over again, trying to get it to look different by placing it on different levels or rotating it. It would just help if we had more options to choose from. That's pretty much this entire section done, and now it's just time to start incubating the dinosaurs and transporting them over. that's everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this new series. If you did, let me know in the comments below. And if you have a dinosaur suggestion from the Jurassic period, also let me know in the comments below and I might add it to this park.